Have you ever considered what happens to your pets after you pass away? If you haven't, you're not unlike most people. Hi, it's Nancy Beauvert here with Agape and NEXsteps. And I wanted to talk today about what happens to your fur babies after you pass away. Now, this is something most people just accept, that their pets are part of the family, and they just take for granted that their lives will continue almost untouched after you pass away. But there are some complications with that. Pets are actually classified as property, and because they're property, they cannot be left anything in your will. So you have to construct things a certain way in order for your pets to be taken care of and maintained. Now, maybe you have family members, children, friends who will take on the responsibility of your pet after you've passed away. But that comes with a cost. In fact, some of the statistics I've seen say that the average cost for caring for a dog in Canada is about $4,000 a year. And of course, that doesn't include things like toys and treats and all those other good things that we like to share with our loving pets. So what happens? You leave your pet to your kids or your friend, and they can't afford to maintain them anymore. What happens? Then they end up being given away, they end up going to a shelter. In some cases, they even could end up being euthanized. So how do you ensure that your pet's well-being and care is going to be maintained after you've passed away? Well, there's a few different things that you can do to make sure that they're taken care of. One of the things is that you allow for a certain amount of money to go to the person who is taking on the responsibility of the animal. Now, if you just leave a lump sum, for argument's sake, let's just use the figure $10,000. Let's say that you leave $10,000 to your niece who has taken on the responsibility of Rover. And the niece may be well-intentioned, but you have to be very sure that the niece is going to honor those wishes. There have been cases, and I'm not saying that this is going to be in your family dynamic, but there have been cases where the person who has been given that money might just go and cash the check and then give the dog away, give the animal away, have it euthanized, take it to the shelter. So in order to properly make sure that you have allocated money for somebody to take care of the pet without them being able to misrepresent and misspend that money, there are things more or less called like a pet trust. So you can set money aside on behalf of the care and maintenance of the pet that you have bequeathed to somebody else for their care. Now that ensures that that animal will receive the care, because the money is only going to be released for the care of that animal as long as the designated person still is caring for the animal. That might be something that you might think is a little bit extravagant, depending on the size of your estate and depending on what you want to do, how long your animal still has to live. There's a lot of what ifs in that. So you probably should get good advice from somebody when you're setting up your will, a legal professional that can explain to you the best way to manage that so that your hard-earned money and your bequest is going to manage the care of your beloved animal. Let's face it, our pets really do become part of our families. They become part of our lives. They give us unconditional love. It can be very difficult to think about what could happen in the future to your pet. And only you know what's best. You will know the health, the age, the life expectancy of your pet, and you alone will know what you should do for that. And maybe you do need some advice too. It's not easy for the elderly, when they have to transition into different housing, to have to give their companions away. Those companions have been their connection with life. They've been their daily connection with love, and to have to give away your pet if you have to go into seniors housing or long-term care, it can be quite devastating. So hopefully you can have these discussions with your family and just see who does want to take on that responsibility. And if you trust them, if these family members love your pet the way that you love your pet, you may not have to worry about something like a pet trust. If you're ever in a facility, then your loved one who has taken on the responsibility for the pet can always bring your pet to come and visit and continue that connection, continue that bond that you have. But this is something that a lot of people just simply don't think about. So I wanted to bring that to your attention today. I hope that this has helped you with understanding a little bit more about the management of a pet and how they fit into your legacy plan. I have an article on my website, on my blog post, about this topic. I invite you to go over there and check it out. As well, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. You can help me a lot by subscribing to the YouTube channel, or else you can also subscribe online to receive updates, and then you'll be notified every time I put out a new topic and a new article and a new video. Thanks very much for joining me. I look forward to talking to you next time. Bye for now.